Hello everybody, and today we are going to go over composition in Java programming. So we're going to do things a little differently today. If you guys are new, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you learn anything new, and don't forget to share these videos and the playlist and the channel, please, with your friends. It really helps me and the channel so that it can be further funded along with, providing more content. So what I meant by doing things differently, as you guys know, we've been working on object-oriented programming, and with object-oriented programming, there's more classes. And if you guys have the course, again, it's on Udemy, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner. This program is gonna be checking 5 different classes. So normally, yes, I'd be showing you guys where I copy and paste all, it's all gonna work. But this time, I'm just gonna reset the code and show you guys how we do things from scratch, of course, like I always do. But we're gonna, of course, start off with reading the question.
Okay, this is really a take 3. The first part doesn't really need to count. The in-between track, we'll probably delete it. So again, this is part 2 of composition. I hope everybody is ready to program. So now that we know that we are doing a composition concept and we're going to break this into 5 classes, let's read the exercise so we know a little bit more about how we're going to build our room. This is an exercise in class composition. To complete the exercise, you must create 5 classes with associated member variables and associated member variables and methods. Let me see if I can. There you go. Just so you can see a little bit better. We don't have to see the side taskbar. First, we're going to create a class and name it lamp. Inside this class should be declared the 3 variable member variables: style of type, string, battery of type boolean, and globe rating of type int. All variables should be marked private. A constructor needs to be created which accepts the 3 member variables as parameters. In addition, 4 methods should be created. Turn on has no return type and should print a message that the lamp has been turned on. Getting style returns the lamp style. Is battery returns the value of battery, and the get global rating returns the get global of the lamp. The second class is called bed. It's going to have 5 private members: style of type string, and pillows, height, sheets, quilt of type int. The constructor should be coded with which accepts these 5 member variables as parameters. Also, 6 methods should be defined. Make has no return type and prints a message to the effect that the bed is being made. Get style, which returns the value of style. Get pillows returns the number of pillows. Get height returns the height of the bed. And get sheets returns the number of sheets on the bed. And get quilts returns the value of the quilt. And then we have another class called the ceiling. There are 2 member variables. For this one is height and painted color, both of type int. There's a constructor that accepts both member variables as parameters. There are 2 additional methods which should be defined. Get height should return the value of the height, and get painted color should return the value of painted color. Create a class with the name wall. It contains one member variable, direction, and is of type string. A constructor of wall should accept one parameter for the member variable direction. A getter should also be defined for the direction field called getDirection. That was the wall class. And now we have the fifth class, which would be the bedroom, which will contain 8 member variables, a name of type string wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, wall 4, of type wall, ceiling, of type ceiling, bed, of type bed, and lamp, of type lamp. The class constructor should accept all 8 of the member variables as parameters, and should also be 2 additional methods: getLamp, which returns the object of type lamp, and makeBed, which prints a message that the bed is being made, and also calls the make method in the bed class. Once you have completed the coding classes, you should then use the following code in your main class to test the code for correct output. This way you can be sure that your code works before passing your 5 classes into the code evaluator. So here, Tim was nice enough to make us a main that we would just copy over, and I'll show you. And then here's some tips at the bottom showing us how we should display our output. Just giving examples. Of course, you don't have to do this. The print statements are optional. It's just good for verifying that the code works. And again, today I'm using the Eclipse IDE rather than IntelliJ. If you guys are following this course, Tim does use IntelliJ. So let's get started on the fun stuff then, shall we? At this time, leave a comment down below if you guys have this course, or if you guys have any other programming experience. Maybe you guys prefer another programming languages. Don't hesitate to leave that down below. I would love to hear what's your number 1 programming language. So, first things first for this class composition is we're going to start with the lamp class. So as we read earlier, we know that the lamp class is going to have 2 variables. Well, 3 member variables. 2 of them we'll declare right now. So like it says, they're going to be, well, we know they're going to be private because it's within the class. We don't want these variables to be able to be accessed outside of this class. So we have a boolean called battery and private int globe rating. Don't forget the semicolons. In Java, we know how important that is. So now that we have these 2 variables set up, now we're going to start on the constructor. Oh, it also says we have to mark them private, but for anybody that doesn't know, we mark them private so that they're not accessible outside of this class. So in the main, for example, we won't be able to call this those variables. Again, if you check the eye in the upper right hand corner, I will link one of my past videos that shows us a little more closely of how private variables aren't pulled, if you just want to look at that specifically. So again, now we're building the constructor for the lamp class. If you guys are wondering why is super there, if you guys seen past videos, I'll also leave a link to that as well. The super is just gonna help to call the other classes. Oops, forgot a variable. That's why I'm getting yelled at by the IDE. Okay, now everything looks good. Nice, straight, beautiful. Okay, so now what we're basically doing is we are telling the computer that the variables inside of our class are also going to match what's passed in by the user. So let me finish this up real quick. Battery. Global rating. Okay. Now we have the constructor completed. For the lamp class. Now what's left? We have to create 4 methods that look like they're all getters, and we know IntelliJ is really nice at, not IntelliJ, using too many IDEs. Eclipse is nice with allowing us to use all the getters, make them public. We know we want them public because we know that we're going to have to access them inside the main class. There are some situations where you may not need public variables, public methods, so then that's when you would declare them private. And we only need one more, which is turn on. Okay, and it's a void, so we're not going to use a return type. And I'll scroll down so you guys can see that this is basically one of the examples for the output. And all this is going to do is when we do have the option of giving the turning the lamp on, this is the method that would be called that's going to say the lamp is turning on. And that's it for the lamp class. So now we're going to go down to the bed class. The bed class, it has 5 variables, 5 private variables. We have a string, private string for style, just like the other one. Just like the lamp class. Remember, all your variables should be lowercase. And then we have 5 of them, so all these are type int, and this is going to be pillows. So as we love so much, we're just going to copy and paste. So that's pillows 3, 4, 5. So that's pillows, height, sheets, and quote. Okay, so now we have all of our variables. Now we're going to make a constructor for this class as well. Now I believe there is a shortcut to make a constructor for a class. Here we go. So if I just do generate, okay, see, so it made our constructor for us a lot easier, a lot quicker actually. We don't need the super class. But now you guys saw a quicker way to make the constructor with Eclipse. All you had to do was go right click source, where we would go to getters and setters, and you would just build a constructor, but you would just build it without the superclass, with just the variables. I'll show that again when I do one of the other 2 classes. Okay, so now that we have the constructor completed, Now the only thing that's left to do is we have 6 methods that we have to create. And only one of them is new, the other 5 are getters. So we're gonna do the same thing we did before. We're gonna go to source, getters and setters, select all, select getters, and then we're gonna paste them. So just like that, we got 5 of the member methods done, and they were all quick getters. Getter variable methods, variable member methods. I'm just gonna put getters. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we only have one more class to make now. Excuse me, one more method to make now, which would just be the make for making your bed. So that's a public class, of course. We are just gonna call it make, how the project tells us to, and we just have to declare it void because we are not taking in any information and we're not returning any types, any specific we are not returning any variables. We're just showing that it works. So this one is just going to be making. We're just showing that an action is happening, that a bed's being made. Okay, so that'll be all for this class. So now we're going to go on to the ceiling class. Here. Okay, so ceiling, we know that there are 2 variables, both of type int. So private int height, private int painted color. Okay, so now we know again we need to make the constructor, which has both member variables. And this time I'm going to use a superclass. Okay, didn't work as well with this one, but we can always manually put it in the water. So it's still the class ceiling. We're just gonna add the methods. Excuse me, we're gonna add the variables. I am all turned around there. This really sucks. I have to just keep. We're gonna cut out this whole part. I'm gonna start sealing over again. It's for the best. Okay, so now we are on our 3rd class, which is going to be named ceiling, as you can see right there. We have 2 members that we want to add to this class, which are going to be int height and private int painted color. Now we're going to create the constructor. We're going to go to source. We're going to go to generate constructor using the fields. And boom, we have our constructor. Okay, so now that our constructor is made, we need 2 additional methods, which again are getters and setters. Or excuse me, we're just using the getters again, so we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Generate getters and setters, select getters, and generate. And that's it. So we're done with the ceiling class. Now onto the wall class. The wall class, we can see we only have 1 private member variable, which would be a type string, and it's called direction. For anyone that's wondering, there are different access methods that you can give to variables. So it can be a protected, it can be a public, as we've seen before. It could be protected. But back to our bedroom. So now we have a wall. We know there's 4 walls in the room, so we have to be able to tell the direction of the wall and what side it's on. So we already have our variable, so we need a constructor now. Did this say we need a constructor? Yeah. So we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing real quick. Constructor using the field, getting direction. Boom. Let me know if you guys, if it's easier for you to do comments. I like to do comments, but I know some people, it gets in the way. So we have the constructor, we have the string, so now we just need the getter for the 1 variable. So boom, boom, and we still want it public because we want it to be accessed in other locations. So that looks like it's it for the wall. Now the bedroom class. It says that we need 8 member variables, name of type string, that there's 4 walls, so they're all a string to cover the direction, the ceiling of ceiling, bed of bed, lamp of lamp. And then we need a constructor, and then we need 2 new methods. So first things first, so let's make the variables. This one I'm gonna add comments as I go. I like comments, it just makes it look a lot cleaner and you know what everything is and where it connects to, and that's what I like. So there's 4 walls, so we're just gonna copy this. Okay, wall, so then we just change it 2, 3, 4, okay. And so now we have the 4 walls, and then what's next? Then we have the ceiling, the bed, and the lamp. Again, if you guys have any questions throughout this video, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. A lot of the videos I have do refer to these, and I'm going to link them down below and also in the eyes and the appropriate spots along the video. Okay, so we have all the variables needed, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're missing 1. It says 8, right? Yeah, it says 8. So we have ceiling, bed of bed, lamp. Oh, string name. Private string name. Okay, now we have all the variables we need. So next thing we do, we go to source. We're gonna use all of the variables, and boom. Now we have our class, our constructor amongst our class of bedroom with all of the variables. So now, other than that, only thing we would need to do to complete this class is going to be to create the other two methods that are being requested. So that would be the get lamp and the make bed. Now the get lamp, I'm gonna see. Well, it may be possible. Yeah, it should be. Let's see. Getters, lamp. I'm just gonna select the getter. And yeah, that worked. Get lamp. All we're gonna try to do is get the lamp that's being called amongst the class, not the general lamp from what's being called in from the user. So now we only have one more method to make, which is the make bed method inside the bedroom class. So that's also going to be a void method. Okay, make bed. And we're going to just do another print line showing that that you're in the bedroom and you're making the bed. And then the class that we made, the method that we made inside of the bed, it's going to show that, hey, you're at the bed and you're actually making the bed. And we're going to also add that into this method as well. Bedroom, making bed. And then, like I said, we're going to call the class from the bed class. We're going to call that make method. That's going to just print out, the other. Let me show you just in case. So we go back to bed. We had a make bed method that's going to show bed that we're making the bed. Okay. Ceiling, bed, lamp. If you guys are wondering why these are here, it's just because they're not being directly used. They're just being called inside the constructor, and it's not common, or I guess it doesn't really count that as being used by that way. Okay, so it looks like to me everything's good. We can see there's the test output down here, and I already have that in the main setup. I use my name. You can use any name you want, of course. Okay, and I didn't do the extra lines, but it's the same kind of concept. So here, let's run it in Eclipse. Let's see if we get any errors. We did do a bunch of classes, so as we can see, basically what it's saying is you go in the bedroom. First thing you're going to go to the bedroom is you're going to go start making your bed. So when you go start making your bed, it will switch to the bed class, and it's saying, okay, yes, you are making your bed. And then once your bed's made, you would decide to turn on the lamp. It doesn't make a lot of sense, of course. They can be printed out in different ways, but this is the way that Tim wanted to do this, which is fine, So now what we're going to do is test it against the code evaluator, as it's called in this project. As you guys know, if we get it on the first try, please don't hesitate to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below any programming questions you have. Let me know if you're a student or if you're also trying to get a software development job, or you just want to pursue your dream of creating apps for everybody, kind of like I do, So we all have different stories, and I would love to hear them. But back on topic. Let's start copying and pasting from the evaluator into the evaluator the code that we have came up with. Again, this isn't the only solution. There's multiple different ways to solve everything. Excuse me for a moment. This is gonna take a minute. So yeah, there was a wall. Now we're gonna copy ceiling. And I believe bed and then lamp. Now I'm gonna go through and make sure I copy them all to the right places, because that happens sometimes. There's a lot of copying and pasting happening. Okay. And please tell your friends about the channel. You know, we're all here to learn. We're all here to, you know, grow as programmers and developers. Okay, so looks like to me everything was copied over okay. There's the lamp. Because as I've mentioned before, with these code evaluators, because they're so specific, if it gets, you know, you just have to follow the instructions as closely as you can, because it'll give you errors for the littlest things, and it'll just make you want to flip over a table. Okay, super height. Wall, another short one. That was fun. Okay, and last but not least, the bed. Collapse. Just bed making, get online. Okay, now we're gonna test it. You guys ready? I'm ready. Okay, it's saying it can't find get global or get style. Turn on is battery. So it sounds like in the lamp, I didn't copy something? Or maybe I put it in the wrong one. Hold on, let's see. So we know the glow global is the lamp. Oh. So it looks like one thing, I declared the variable incorrectly. Oh, the method. Oh, okay, so these methods, it just looks like it's a capitalizing thing, no? It's called is battery and get global. Oh, okay, the variable. You see the variable spelled wrong? See guys, told you, little errors like that. So let's fix it over here. Obviously, if you had your own variable names, this wouldn't be an issue. But it's okay, little errors like that happen. Okay, so is battery looks good now. Globe rating looks good. Because that's basically what they're saying, they don't know what those are. Okay, get style looks okay to me. Of course, we can always check again. So let's check again. Please don't deter from leaving a like or a comment down below, because I still want you to do that, of course. So now it's just saying I forgot to change one of the other variables down here, which I did. B. Do the same thing on this side. Save it. Let's see. Oh, I didn't change the variable. I did, okay. Okay, let's try it again. Third time. We only had one error, so this should be it. Alright, see, we did it. Yay! So, thank you guys for watching. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. We're all here to learn. Programming, of course. We just have to all get through these different languages so that we can see that once we learn one language, we can learn all of them. So I just want to thank you guys for watching again. Stay tuned, and until next time, bye!